Hey everybody, this is Nate with IGN Xbox, and today we're going to be taking a look at the video review for Rainbow Six Vegas 2, the sequel to one of 2005's biggest games. In November of 2005, the Xbox 360 got its first two truly great games in the form of Gears of War and Rainbow Six Vegas. The sequel for Rainbow's finest outing in several years will be in the hands of gamers shortly, and we're here to tell you guys whether or not Sin City is as fun the second time around. The biggest thing that veterans of the series will notice is the new perpetual character system of Vegas 2. Now every experience point that you earn, whether it be in single-player, multiplayer, co-op, or terrorist hunt, carries over to different modes. There's also a new challenge system called ACES, which stands for Advanced Combat Enhancement and Specialization, which splits different types of kills into three categories. You can earn points in close-quarter battles, assault, and marksmanship. There are 20 levels in each, and each level unlocks either a new weapon, a piece of equipment, or an XP bonus. While the challenges aren't quite as inventive or as rewarding as what can be found in Call of Duty 4, the fact that you can carry them across all the game's modes is a definite plus. The next addition to the Vegas formula comes in the form of a sprint function. You can now press the left shoulder button to dart from one piece of cover to the next. It makes it easier to escape an enemy grenade toss, but at the same time, some might think that running in a Rainbow Six game is more than a little foreign. So while the sprint function goes against the grain of Rainbow Six, the overall gameplay is certainly geared more towards tactical gameplay than it was in the original. Rooms now have multiple points of entry, so you can do the classic breach and clear or frag and clear that everybody loved from the first game. Sadly, effective tactics can be made difficult by shoddy artificial intelligence, both from your teammates and the enemy. Too often enemies will be completely unaware of your presence, even when you're standing right next to them. Friendly soldiers also have a tendency to put themselves in harm's way too often by darting through hostile rooms or just running out into the open during the battle. So while the single-player campaign is fun and it does provide a fitting conclusion to the storyline from Vegas 1, it's clear that multiplayer was still the focus for Ubisoft Montreal during development. There are 12 maps in all, with several being ripped from Rainbow Six Black Arrow in the PC and retooled for Vegas 2. Old favorites such as Presidio and Import-Export return and are just as fun as most remember. The multiplayer experience is much smoother this time around as well, with fewer loading screens in between games and on disconnects. We did still run into some instances of lag on occasion, even when we were playing on the massive IGN network. Co-op has also been revamped a bit from the first game, but unlike single-player and multiplayer, all the changes are not for the better. While Vegas 2's co-op does feature checkpoints, mission briefings, and cutscenes unlike the first game, it still feels like an underdeveloped mode. The second player is confined to what feels like a role as a spectator and can't activate mission objectives or order your team around, which is a lot of the fun in Vegas. Also, the first game had 4-player co-op, and this game has 2. While you can still pit 4 players in a game of terrorist hunt, running the entire story with 3 friends would have been preferable. Visually, you'll notice that not much has changed from Vegas 1 to Vegas 2. The city of Las Vegas is still home to plenty of bright lights and fancy architecture, but you'll be spending less time there than you did in the first game. Instead, you'll be snooping around other, slightly less interesting parts of Nevada. While Unreal Engine 3 still gets the job done, it isn't as visually stimulating as it once was. There also appears to be more instances of the frame rate dropping, mainly during explosions and smoke grenades during battles. At the end of the day, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is a very good game, especially if you haven't played the first. Those who have already taken their trip down the Vegas Strip might be a little underwhelmed with the general lack of additions and changes. The fact that they use the identical music is pretty bad, but that doesn't change the fact that the gameplay is still fun and addictive. So while Vegas 2 serves its purpose fittingly, Ubisoft Montreal had better change things up significantly for Rainbow Six's next outing. So that was our video review for Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Not a whole lot of changes from the first, but if you enjoy the Rainbow Six franchise at all, you should definitely check this one out.
Not made by, represented by LoftyGaming.com. Please visit the site.